A famous surgeon, Dr. Shershah Syed, is trying to operate late at night in a rural area of Pakistan. But the lights keep cutting out.
Oh my God. It is shameful, it's heartbreaking, it's so sad that country has an atomic bomb and we have to do this very, very life-saving operation in this candlelight and torchlight.
The worst floods in Pakistan in living memory. 20 million made homeless. But the world's turned its back on a country known for its militancy and corruption. A humanitarian crisis is looming this Christmas. We're going on an extraordinary journey with Dr. Shershah as he battles to deliver aid and save lives.
This is a real hard life in Pakistan.
Our journey across the floodwaters of the mighty Indus River will reveal more than just the effects of the floods. It will take us through a tidal wave of poverty and loss and expose the deep-seated problems of Pakistan's feudal society. Aid has been donated by doctors in Britain, shocked by the floods in Pakistan this summer. Dr. Shershah's had an SOS call from one of his former students. She's in a town cut off by the floodwaters and needs help. We're going to get aid and medical supplies to the town. We've commandeered a big police truck and a police escort to take us there.
Good!
It will work, don't worry. Don't worry, we're quite used to all these things.
We've got a 20-mile drive ahead of us, and all the reports are it's bad out there.
What I heard from the calls from there, that's all underwater the whole way. Water is about 6-7 feet water. So let's see but we'll see.
So hopefully we'll get through.
Hopefully we'll get through.
Families are crisscrossing Pakistan, some still escaping the flood, others making their way back home.
They are saying they are going back to their village, which is on this way, which is about 200-300 miles from here. And they are coming from Quetta.
That means they've already done 200 miles. In 30 years reporting from Pakistan, I've never seen such chaos. We're travelling through Pakistan's southern province, Sindh, from the capital, Karachi. The Indus River, swollen with monsoon rain, burst its banks here in August, engulfing thousands of acres of land. 8 million people were displaced in this province alone. We're heading north to Dera al-Ayar. It's the end of September. There's no sign of any government relief effort. Too bad if you get stranded.
They were going to Quetta. They were just floating when the water was so much that the whole vehicle was floating and just turned it around.
How long have they been there?
कब से हैं आप लोग इधर? कब से हैं इधर? कितने दिन से हैं? 4 दिन से. 4 days. 4 days. 4 days. They are just sitting
on top
here,
of their truck.
on the top. Yeah. This is a tragedy beyond my imagination.
What do you think, seeing these people streaming along the road out in the water?
It's so depressing and so sad. It's more than a month now this area is affected, and people are just suffering. Whole family is just walking, about 18-19 miles. He's just walking, and you know, in this water, they can't even sit somewhere to take rest. They have to stand and walk. I am seeing the first time myself.
When we finally get to Deir al-Ayar, 3 hours later, there's water in the streets. They're still pumping it out of the hospital, and the yard's full of mud. Shershah's former student, Dr. Farah Koso, is a gynecologist here. Like him, she's passionate about her work.
And you can see the water levels here, no? It was over there.
This was the water level?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so it's above the head.
Above the head.
So what happened to your ultrasound machine?
I have kept my ultrasound machine on cupboard.
On the top of the cupboard.
Top of the
so
cupboard.
It's safe.
It is safe.
So you can do
yes,
ETT and fetal
yes,
monitoring and maternal monitoring.
Yes, sir, I can do ultrasound.
What happened to your drugstore?
Sir, everything is lost. Everything is lost. We people have started cleaning things.
The floods flashed through the hospital without warning 6 weeks ago, destroying everything.
You can see the water levels in these rooms also.
All the medicine is...
Everything is lost. Everything.
We've brought medicines, blankets and food. The hospital desperately needs them. Nothing's yet come from the government.
It's very good for us that you people bring all these things with great difficulty. Huh? We are very happy for this.
And Dr. Shershah?
We know Dr. Shershah. He is the man who is... I don't have any word for my teacher.
People round here are angry. They say their town was deliberately flooded to save other areas in Sindh. The Indus floods every decade or so. The river has a system of barrages, embankments and canals to control the waters. But this time, something went disastrously wrong. In the past, a protective embankment on the east bank of the river, near the town of Sukur, has been breached. This allowed the floodwater to disperse into a sparsely populated desert region. But this time, controversially, the Indus was breached on the more populated west bank. The water spread for hundreds of miles, inundating dozens of villages, towns and cities. These mobile phone pictures were taken when the waters rushed into Deir al-Ayar. The town is 70 miles from the river and was completely unprepared for the flood. Omar Jamali, the son of a local landowner, took the pictures.
Dr. Shershah, Omar.
Hello, Jane Corbin from BBC. Nice.
Omar and some of the family came to meet us. They were trying to repair the town's defences. Water was still flowing in from the breach.
So you think there was a deliberate breach to preserve some land in Sindh, which has ended up with the flood coming here to your area?
Of course we do, yes.
And how do you feel about that?
How can we feel about it? We don't have any words to express our feelings. You can come and see ourselves. What's been done, they have done to us.
The water either side of the road is still 12 feet deep. Omar's father, a former prime minister from an opposition party, has accused the Sindh government of mismanaging the river.
They breach it each and everywhere, towards Balochistan, towards Rojan, wherever they have been doing it, they have doing it purposely, without asking anyone, without doing any research on the water levels or the route. They've been breaching all over the place.
The Jamalis and others here suspect the breaching was first done to divert water away from the constituency of a powerful minister on the east bank of the river. He denies it, and so do the authorities.
So effectively the water flowed through a heavily populated area.
Obviously, the reason was that there are some powerful people who doesn't want to have destruction in their land or whatever.
Well,
So-
they were unable to save any of it because
it was a
they
wrong
just-
planning. They were
just
also
saved
destroyed.
Only Jacobabad city.
What was the effect on your area and how many people were
Our
displaced?
whole complete district has been affected. District Jafrabad has been completely ruined out.
And
of
how
it,
many
so
people is that?
It's almost over 1 million people living in this place.
So what does that say to you, Shershah, about the management of the flood when it
Well,
did arrive?
Yeah, that's the bad management, bad planning, and not even seeing in the future. And the worst thing is that they were not prepared, and they even didn't think that the flood is so big and it will destroy so many things. So that raised a question from every level, from our irrigation department to the people who were deciding about the things and people on the ground.
The Jamalis have taken the Sindh government to court. There are similar legal cases elsewhere in Pakistan. The authorities deny political interference in diverting the river. An official inquiry's been set up, but no one's confident it will ever get at the truth, as with many political scandals in Pakistan. 150,000 people have been made homeless in the town. They're trying to salvage what they can. Those we met are more fatalistic about the flood.
ये बस गुजर का मंजूर था ये कुछ नहीं कह सकते सर ये ऐसे है पानी को आना था आ गया सर कोई कुछ ही कहे हम ये नहीं मानते सर बस हाँ
पानी वो बात तो खैर सही है कि जो होता है वो होके रहता
हाँ
है।
सर बिल्कुल बिल्कुल पानी बस आना था इधर आ गया इधर नहीं आता तो और किधर चली जाता
What he's saying that water has to come. If it has come here, that's God's will. I mean, if it might not been here, it's somewhere else. So what can we do?
The first leg of our journey to Dera Aliyah reveals the destruction, mismanagement and lack of government relief, weeks after the floods. For Shershah, it's proof once again that the people in power care little for what happens to the poor.
As far as powerful are concerned in Pakistan, they always win. They win the election, they win everything. They win everything. It's the country for the powerful, and it's the people and the poor who are going to suffer.
The government insists no one could have foreseen or coped with floods on this scale, let alone a country already beset with security problems. We need to get to dry land before dark. Rural Sindh is notorious for kidnapping, and it isn't safe here. But first, someone wants to use our truck to pull a lorry load of animals and people back on the road. We've got to hurry along now. Pakistan's infamous for violence, and we've been told to keep off the roads at night. Just a few hours after we passed along this road, 27 NATO trucks taking fuel to neighbouring Afghanistan were torched by militants. Extremists are taking advantage of the chaos caused by the floods. This hasn't happened in this area before. Sindh is one of the poorest parts of Pakistan. Most people live in the countryside and work the land. Dr. Shershah trained in Belfast and Cambridge before setting up a charity hospital for women in Karachi. But he works in these rural areas as often as he can, especially since the floods. Today, Shershah is holding a free surgery session in a small rundown health clinic. He's brought his whole team from Karachi. There are more patients here than ever before.
The patient can just walk in, we'll treat them, and she can leave this place with dignity without paying a single penny.
Have many of these people been displaced?
All of them are coming from different camps.
The floods are disaster, but Shershah also sees it as an opportunity. The waters forced women out of remote villages to places where they can see a doctor, often for the first time in their lives. Like Bahoni, she's had 5 children and is suffering from a prolapsed uterus. She's having a hysterectomy under local anaesthetic.
I have problems moving about. We are poor and have no money. We can't afford medicine. I'm very sick.
The government of Pakistan spends just $24 a head each year on healthcare, and the poor cannot afford to go privately.
Unfortunately, government setup is not providing the care because we don't have enough doctors and surgeons to work. It's not life-threatening. Life is okay, but it's nuisance. You know, I mean, you cannot walk properly, you cannot sit properly. I mean, this operation is not a big deal. I mean, you don't have to be Einstein to do this operation, but the facility should be available so these women can have good life. It's the quality of life which is important really.
Like many rural clinics, the wards here are bare and crumbling, and there's no reliable electricity supply. The power keeps coming and going.
Usually they have the generator, which works. I don't know what's happening because it starts after some time. It is sometimes just a simple torch. Torch नहीं भाई, तुम्हारे मोबाइल की लाइट नहीं चली, तुम्हारे मोबाइल की लाइट तेज नहीं.
The team use the lights on their mobile phones so the doctor can keep operating. Once the generator gets going, they can carry on. There are 22 patients on the list today.
Finishing one case and somebody will close. I will start new one, then somebody will close. You know, it's always like that.
Dr. Shershah has dedicated his life to improving the health of Pakistan's women. He wants to highlight the high death rates he sees as a national scandal.
Every hour we lose 3 women. Every hour there are 45 women who are suffering pregnancy-related complications. Out of 100,000 pregnancy, we will have more than 400 maternal death. This is not good.
A third of Pakistan's population live below the poverty line. Even more in Sindh, the most feudal area of the country. This is an agricultural society of bonded labourers and big landlords who've resisted attempts at land reform. It's these people who are affected by the floods, millions of them made homeless in Sindh alone. Some are living in camps, others have no shelter at all. Dr. Shershah set up his own camp through the Pakistan Medical Association. The doctor's always been a social campaigner, but since the floods, he's become angrier about the plight of the most disadvantaged.
They're not poor, they're extremely poor. Extremely poor. I mean, you can see what belongings they have, and if you ask them what other belongings they have, they will say they have nothing in their house anyway. I mean, flood derooted them from the place, otherwise they don't have to lose anything. And now they are here, ignorance and illiteracy will kill them, because they are totally illiterate and ignorant people with no resources. The only resources they have, their hard work in their land, and they all depend on the hands of this big landlord. So this is 60 years of failure and 8,000 years of feudal art system.
Shershah's camp provides the basic necessities.
I think this should be the first priority. Do nothing, just provide water. अच्छा है पानी? हाँ. बासो पीते हो पानी है? She said good water, baso, good water. And she drinks that. And she's thankful also. She's saying that's a good thing that you put the water here. Pakistan.
The children are getting an education while they're in the camp. The first time for many of them.
B English mein or B Urdu mein.
And Shershah's set up a health system here, which he thinks is more suited to rural Pakistan.
We don't need doctors. We need person like Sattar and this guy. And Sattar is a health worker. This flood has shown us in Pakistan, the solution is not lying in the opening of medical universities and medical colleges. Solution is lying that we need 200,000 midwives, 200,000 paramedics, 200,000 nurses. At the moment, we are producing 1 nurse and 8 doctors. This is the statistics.
One nurse
and 8 doctors.
And you think it should be the other way
It should
around?
be the other way around.
3-year-old Sertaj has an infected sore, a skin complaint typical of flood victims, especially children. The doctor goes to talk to the child's father in his tent. His name is Maluk.
सारा पानी है भी? पानी है बहुत. तो उसको पानी निकल रहा है? निकल रहा है, अभी गोट चक्कर लगाया था. बहुत पानी पिया हुआ है. अच्छा, तो वापस जाओगे? वापस जाओगा जब पानी कम हो जाएगा ना. अच्छा.
Like most people here, Maluk is a landless labourer. He's in debt to his master and works for a share of the crop. Even the name of Maluk's wife reflects her status in this feudal society.
क्या नाम है इसका? गुलामी. हैं? गुलामी. गुलामी? इसको गुलाम बनाया हुआ है क्या? He's saying her name is slave.
Her name is Slave.
Slave. I asked him, is she really a slave? He's saying, no, her name is slave. She's not slave.
Maluk and Gulami have 3 children. There are 17 people in the extended family. They've lost everything in the flood and they're struggling to survive.
This is their food now. This is the bread and this is their food. This is,
And that's all they have?
this, they are going to eat like this.
Wow. The onion.
Hot. Chili.
The chili.
बहुत मिर्ची यार, बहुत मिर्ची,
बहुत मिर्ची खाते ही हम मिर्ची है।
इतना मिर्ची है यार, बहुत मिर्ची है तो यार।
हाँ ना, ये पूरा हो जाएगा ना, सब खाएंगे।
अच्छा,
कम होएगा तो एक मनी उठाएगा ना।
We're 20 minutes flying time north of the camp. A UN helicopter's taking us over the area where Malouk's village is. Water still covers thousands of acres, and there's a food crisis building. Crops are ruined, and the autumn rice planting season has gone. The UN's World Food Programme is feeding nearly 8 million people in Pakistan after the floods. Thousands of farmers have come to higher ground to collect the bags of rice. They tell Shershah they won't be able to grow their own for a year. The UN's promised $2 billion in aid, but by November, less than half of it had been received. Donors have been reluctant to give to a country where militancy is rife and where there's mismanagement and corruption.
It gives you an idea of the scale of the problem, doesn't it?
everyone is saying they are short of food.
So it really looks like the problem's just beginning, because all these people are going to have to be fed in the months to come.
Problem of rehabilitation has just started, and I wonder if the government is ready for the rehabilitation process, because they were not ready for the flood.
We're travelling back to the River Indus, the source of the flood. Across a wide bend in the river, at Sukur, a vast barrage controls the water distribution. The river flows more quietly now, beneath this massive infrastructure. Completed by the British in 1932, the barrage has been a bulwark against floods. It stood firm this time too, because of the breach further upstream.
Look at this beautiful river and this barrage. This is a beautiful piece of engineering to control the river and tame the wild river Sindh. I didn't know even that this bridge, barrage has a train system on the top of it. This is the beautiful.
Sindh is the political power base of the ruling party. So the president, Asif Ali Zardari, came here and travelled along the barrage 4 days after the floods began. He wanted to counter criticism he'd been slow to respond to the disaster. He met flood victims to reassure them he cared and would help them. His Prime Minister appealed for aid and insisted there would be no corruption.
किसी को ये शुबा नहीं होना चाहिए कि जो हम इमदाद देंगे उसका कोई गलत इस्तेमाल होगा। ये मैं आपको यकीन दिलाना चाहता हूँ, जो आपका जो इमदाद होगी उसका पाई का हिसाब देंगे। हम वेबसाइट पे चलाएंगे और बताएंगे कि आप इसका देख सकते हैं।
The government has introduced a compensation scheme for those affected by the floods. But even this system, people say, is open to abuse. At a school near Shershah's camp, people queue for days, to get the first instalment of their compensation, 20,000 rupees.